Thank you, everyone. I want to, little feedback. Thank you. It's great to be here with you in Malaysia. I appreciate the invitation and the opportunity to speak with you all today and tomorrow. This is not my first trip to Malaysia. I've been here several times before, but this is my first time in Malaysia with Shaklee. If you don't mind, I'd like to take just a few minutes to explain to you a little bit about my background and what brings me here to talk to you about heart health. Is that all right? Okay, thank you. So my doctoral degree is in nutrition, and including the time that I spent doing my doctoral research, I've now been studying nutrition for about 35 years. I'm very interested in nutrition and wellness, in nutrition and heart health as one specific area of research interest. My very first project as part of my doctoral studies was about cholesterol and heart disease. My second project as part of my doctoral studies was about omega-3 fatty acids, fish oil, and heart disease. I went on to study soluble fiber in heart disease and various medications in heart disease. And in the last 10 years, I've spent a good part of my focus on obesity and diabetes and heart disease. Obesity and diabetes being two of the major causes of heart disease. So you see, this has been a focus of mine now for 35 years at the professional level. But it is also, for me, a very personal matter, because I'm sure, like many of you, I and my family have been personally touched by heart disease. I was 12 years old when my father had his first heart attack, and that was a traumatic event in my life. And I'm sure there are people in this room that have had an experience like that. I am now 6 years older than my father was then, and my heart is healthy. And I believe my heart is healthy because I've made decisions about how to look after my heart so that it would be that way. We have a choice. We have tools at our disposal in the form of nutrition to help keep our hearts healthy. But I believe that experience with my father, that traumatic experience of seeing my father collapse and not knowing if he would be with me the next day, is one of the things that motivated me to study nutrition, to focus on heart health, and to want to be here to share what I know with you. This is also one of the reasons, and a very important reason, why I am part of the Shaklee family. Because at Shaklee, with the vision of our founder, Dr. Shaklee, and the continued vision of Roger Barnett and the entire Shaklee family, we want all of our products to support human health. We want all of our products to be safe, to always work, and to be green. This is something that we can be very proud of. This is something that you cannot say about most companies, but you can say about Shaklee. When you recommend a Shaklee product, when you take it yourself, when you recommend it to a friend or a family member or a stranger on the street, you can do so with confidence because of what we aspire to when we launch a new product. We want it to always be safe, to always work, to always be green. That's something we can all take pride in. And we want products, as Dr. Shaklee said, that build health and wellness. We want an approach that focuses on prevention. You don't want to wait till you're broken and have the healthcare system try to fix you, especially with something like heart disease. You want a healthcare system that's going to try to work with you to keep you healthy. And in fact, we know we can do that. We know in the case of heart disease and many of the other problems today that prevention will work. Is it a problem right here in Malaysia? Very much so. Here's the Malaysian data. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death now in Malaysia. It affects men and it affects women. This is where we need to focus. If we want to make a difference as Shaklee, we have to be working on the tough problems. We have to be working on the conditions that cause the most disease, that cause the most human suffering. So heart disease is very much an important area for us to focus on. And a big driver of heart disease here in Malaysia is too much cholesterol. So this is an important area for us to have a product offering to do something about. Now, cholesterol is a very interesting molecule. It's not always bad. Cholesterol is something that you cannot live without. It's in every cell in your body. And if you're even a strict vegetarian and you eat no cholesterol at all, your body will make all the cholesterol that you need. The problem is that too much cholesterol in your bloodstream contributes to your risk of heart disease. And specifically, we talk about the bad cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, which contributes to heart disease. There's also in your bloodstream HDL cholesterol, or the good cholesterol, that helps protect your arteries. So you should know, when you see your doctor, when your doctor measures in your blood, you should know, is my LDL high? Is my HDL high? My total cholesterol? These will help you know what steps you need to take in order to stay healthy. This is what it looks like in terms of what happens to your arteries if you don't take the right steps. This is a picture, a drawing of a human heart. And a human heart is a muscle, and like all muscles, it needs its own blood supply. It needs arteries that deliver energy, that deliver oxygen to the muscle and to take away the waste products so that that muscle can do its job. So the heart has arteries called the coronary arteries. And when you're born, these arteries are nice and clean. They're elastic. They do a very good job of transporting those nutrients where they're needed. But as we get older, that LDL cholesterol can drop cholesterol into the artery wall, and that artery wall starts to get a little thicker, and then thicker still, and cells will move in, and you begin to have what's called a fatty streak. This is an early stage of heart disease. It happens in children. 10-year-old children will have fatty streaks, but at this stage it's reversible. The artery can go back to full health. But if conditions don't change, that artery will get more and more blocked. That cholesterol will accumulate and thicken in the artery wall, and the opening in the artery will get smaller and smaller so that it can't do its job. And at some point, a piece of that plaque can break off and a clot can form and completely block the artery, completely close it up. When this happens in your heart, this is what we call a heart attack, because the cells in your heart, the muscle in your heart that was supplied by that artery, no longer has a blood supply, and those cells will die. If the same thing happens in your brain, we call that a stroke. And again, there were cells in your brain will die. So we want to keep our arteries more childlike. We want to keep them smooth. We want to keep them elastic. We want to keep them open so that this doesn't happen. But we're heading in the wrong direction here in Malaysia. More than 6 million Malaysians now have high cholesterol. And the trend is in the wrong direction. The number of Malaysians, the percentage of Malaysians who have high cholesterol has been rising over the last few years. It's now more than a third of adults in this country that have high cholesterol. That's not a good thing. That's something that we as a Shaklee need to do something about. Because that high cholesterol, as I've just said, will lead to more heart attacks, will lead to more strokes, and together with other risk factors like high blood pressure, just makes the problem that much worse. So the good news, I've said a lot of things that are a little disturbing, but there's good news, because the American Heart Association and other experts around the world recognize that there are things we can do about this, that it's not a matter of fate, that there are things here that we can change by our choices. One problem is smoking. If you're a smoker, you're not just putting your lungs at risk, you're putting your heart at risk. So stopping smoking is a very important thing that you can do for your health. But high cholesterol is right there on the list, high blood pressure, physical inactivity, obesity, diabetes, stress, and excessive alcohol. These are all things that are hard on the heart and on the arteries, and that we can do something about by our choices. The experts recognize, too, that a healthy diet is one of the best weapons you have to fight cardiovascular disease. Again, you have an ability to make a difference by your choices. It's both the amount of food you eat, because too much body weight, body fat puts you at risk, but it's also the type of food you eat that affects your cholesterol, your blood pressure, and these other risk factors. And here in Malaysia, like everywhere else, our diets have gotten a little bit more indulgent, have they not? There's a lot of tasty food that's high in cholesterol, that's high in saturated fat, high in sodium. These are problems for us. Same in the United States, same everywhere I go. These are problems. Our food choices are often not what they need to be. You can easily get 2 or 3 times more cholesterol in your diet every day than the authorities would recommend as a safe upper limit. So it's very easy to make bad choices and important to make better choices. And with that, I want to introduce this product that we are bringing to Malaysia for the first time today. Phytocol ST. Phytocol ST is all natural, it is gluten-free, it is vegetarian, and it is halal. This is something that we can all use. We call it Phytocol because it contains phytosterols, plant sterols. I'm going to explain what I mean by that. Plant sterols have long been recognized as a way that you can keep healthy cholesterol levels. Plant sterols are derived from foods we eat. They're in vegetables, they're in fruits, they're in grains, and the experts have recognized that if you take about 2,000 milligrams of plant sterols a day as part of a healthy diet, that can help protect your heart. That can help keep your cholesterol levels in the desirable range. Plant sterols look a lot like cholesterol. On the right, I have a molecule of cholesterol, and on the left, a typical plant sterol. And you see they look very similar, and this is actually how plant sterols work to lower cholesterol. Because they look like cholesterol, when there's cholesterol in your digestive tract wanting to be absorbed into your bloodstream, the plant sterol can block it. It looks the same, so it at the site where the cholesterol would get into the body, the plant sterol could be there and could block it from getting in. And by that means, it lowers the cholesterol in your bloodstream. It's a very, very safe way to lower bad cholesterol. This is a little drawing of what that would look like. So the yellow dots are representing molecules of cholesterol, individual bits of cholesterol, and the bluish background is your intestine, and the red your bloodstream. So the cholesterol that's in your intestine, which could be there from the diet or because your body made it, either way, is normally going to pass across the intestinal wall and get into your bloodstream. But when you have a lot of plant sterols there from taking a product like Phytocol, the plant sterols can sit at the intestinal wall and get in the way of that absorption and keep the cholesterol out of your bloodstream. It's that simple. It's that safe. So how do you use this product that's available for the first time today? What would you need to do? Best way to use it is to take it twice a day, and it's 2 tablets each time. That will give you the 2,000 milligrams that is the optimal dose. So if you do that twice a day, 2 tablets each time, that's the best level to keep your cholesterol levels in a safe range. You take it with meals. You can take it with breakfast and with dinner, for example. I take it every morning. This is part of my routine. I start every day with this product as one of the many Shaklee products that I take. Take it with the meal. You could take it a little bit before the meal or actually as you're taking the meal. Whatever works best for you, to remember to take that product to protect your heart. And as I said, it'll work even with a vegetarian diet. Even if you have no cholesterol that you're eating, you will still have cholesterol in your GI tract that your body has made that this product can keep out of your bloodstream. So I want to just close by saying this is the opportunity that you have, your prevention program. You are really your own doctor. Most days of your life, you do not see your doctor. You are responsible for managing your health, for monitoring your health, for understanding your risks. And it's really very simple. 4 simple steps that you can take, not just for your heart health, but for your health in general. One is that you can seek to eat a healthy diet. None of us make perfect choices all the time. I don't make perfect choices all the time. Nobody that I know makes perfect choices all the time. But try to make little changes. Try to make small improvements in your diet so that what you eat this month is better than what you ate last month in terms of protecting your health. So eat a healthy diet. Find ways to get regular physical activity. For some people, it's joining a gym. For other people, it's just finding more ways to walk or to ride a bicycle or to swim or to do something as part of their activities of daily living to get up and move more. Regular physical activity is very good for your heart and for your brain and for all of your body systems. Number 3, work to achieve an optimal weight. We have products here for that as well. Too much body fat puts your heart at risk, puts many things at risk. We have Cinch, we have ESP, we have products that you can take to make improvements in your diet and to manage your weight better. And, oops, sorry, I hit the wrong button. And number 4, of course, supplement wisely. So we have products like Phytocol, and tomorrow I'm going to talk about other products for heart health, other things that you can do that will help protect your heart today, tomorrow, and for a very long and healthy life. I hope you'll join me then. With that, I want to thank you for your attention, and please be well.